Hello everyone! This hour on Verbling, the next in my great short story series. We're going to be doing a new short story today, Game, by Donald Barthelme. Oh, it's hard to say that name. This story may be different than you expect, but it's short, so we're going to read it, work on the vocabulary, talk about your expectations, and maybe a little bit about in doing so, a little bit about what a postmodern story looks like, how it's different, what we can expect from it, what we should think about it. Well, more about that in just a minute. First, a bit about me. I'm John Eric, your Verbling teacher for this hour. I'm an American teacher from New York, hanging out in Lisbon, Portugal to bring you this class. By the way, here are 3 quick rules to help you participate. Don't forget to turn off, tune in, and open up. That means turn off your microphone when you're not speaking so we can keep the classroom quiet. Tune in to the new words, expressions, and phrases that you're learning. Use them actively so that I can correct you and give you feedback. Finally, open up to your classmates. Relax and have fun. We're all here to learn, and this is a safe and respectful place to practice your English. If you click on the link that I put in the chat window, of course you can always get the links on the same page where you join under class material. You will see this graphic, and then you know you're in the right place. So click on that, open it up, and we can get started. I'll just give everyone a minute to join the class because I started just a minute early. Now, in this particular, oh, you know what? We've got someone here. Ah, okay, well, there we go. Mr. Khalid, how are you? Uh-oh, I don't hear you. Khalid, can you hear me okay? Hello, Khalid, can you hear me?
Yes, hello, hello.
Ah, there we go. Okay, now I can hear you. Welcome to class today.
Thank you.
And Daniel, how are you?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. All right. So, I think we're going to get started here. This is a pretty short story. Give me just a second. I'm going to open it on my computer as well. And what I'll do, as we go along, I'm going to be marking vocabulary, any words that you have difficulty with. I've added a couple already, but I'll be marking it, and then we're going to try to go back to some of our little tools and techniques for vocabularies. But I'll try to pick the words that you are having trouble with rather than the ones that I already picked. And I'll probably be adding some discussion questions as we go along. Okay, so we've got some people here. Shadow, Sylvia, nice to see you.
Hi.
And Carmen is here too. Long time no see, Carmen. Let's say hello to Carmen as well. Hello, Carmen. Uh-oh, I don't hear Carmen. And there's Yuki. We've got a full house. Carmen, is your microphone working?
Okay, sorry. Yes, it was still loading, that's why. I could hear you, but you couldn't hear me. Good morning to everybody.
I couldn't hear you, and I was worried. Very worried. But now you're here. Hello, Yuki. How are you?
Hi. Fine. How it going?
It's all right, I guess. What do you think about that picture, Yuki?
Postmodernism. Today will be the postmodernism.
It's very possible. Very possible. Let's say hello to Francisco as well, or Francisco. How are you, Francisco?
Hi.
Is this your first time, Francisco?
Yes.
And where are you from?
Chile.
From
America.
Chile. Are you in Chile now? It must be very early in the morning.
Yes,
Oh,
6 a.m.
that's much too early, Francisco. Much too early. Well, let's see if we can wake up Francisco with an interesting postmodern story. Everyone, take a look at the graphic for this story. I don't know if you can see it. By the way, Francisco, if you want to open the story on your computer, I already put the link in the chat window. So you just click on it and open it or download it. Okay, Francisco?
Okay.
Okay, very good. So you can see that close up if you open it on your computer. What do you think, looking at that graphic, what do you think the story is going to be like? Does it give you any impressions or clues? What's going on in the picture?
Something scary.
Really? Why that? Why so? I think it's scary too. Why scary for you?
You see the head of the personnel, and also the sketch that written the title. Something is not something hidden in the story. It's not clear.
Something hidden or not clear. Okay, very good. Very good. What's your impression, Sylvia? I don't know if you can see the picture close up.
I think it's something about spy.
Something about spies?
Yeah.
Really? What makes you say that?
Because have you ever seen Ocean 11? It's remind me that picture.
Tell me more.
Yes, because there is.
I saw Ocean. I saw the real Ocean's 11, which with Frank Sinatra. I refused to see the other one.
I saw only the new one, and usually they have the suite and this handbag, and yeah, and also the name game is something about some games.
Ah, that's true. This is an English class, so we should talk about the words. What does the what does the word game bring to mind, especially in light of this picture? By the way, let me just say a quick hello to another Daniel. Now we've got two Daniels. This is Daniel Castillo Oliveres. Hello, Daniel. How are you?
Hi, I'm fine.
Very good. And where are you from, Daniel?
I'm from Madrid, from Spain.
Madrid. Okay. So we've got two Daniels from Spain. I'm going to have to say Daniel 1 and Daniel 2.
Okay.
So this question is for any of the Daniels out there, or the Carmens, or the Franciscos, or the Khalids, or the Yukis, or the Shadows. Looking at the graphic and the title game, especially the picture, especially look at over the guy's shoulder. So what comes to mind? Sylvia says spies. What else comes to mind? What does the picture and the title, specifically the title, make you think of?
It comes to mind of it reminds me of series Day After Tomorrow. Do you remember it?
Yes.
It's been a long time. It's a TV series.
1982?
Yes.
I was in second grade. We had to watch the film as an educational. It was not a film. It was a TV movie, I think.
Yes, it was a hit. And usually, yes.
But tell everyone what it was about and why that comes to mind, because maybe they don't know.
The film is about a nuclear war that might happen in the future, in the near future. And one fine day in New York, maybe in big city in America, atom bomb. Bombed.
He gets bombed.
Gets bombed, and just in front of a citizen, it's blasted, and people directly suffered from nuclear radiation.
And why does that come to mind when you think of the title game? Or
game is it reminds me of the film of same generation, war game.
War games, right?
Yes.
There's
it is also about nuclear war.
That's the one where the kid, I forgot who plays the kid. It's the first hacker movie. The kid.
First hacker movie. Yeah.
Did you see it?
He is maybe in 80 or something. Is kids. Yeah. Yes, it's famous. And the top hacker movie, maybe the second one. Or
did you see the movie?
I didn't see, but because I'm specialist in cybersecurity, so sometimes I watch the hacker movie. So I have found it in the list of the hacker movie.
Yeah, this is the one where the kid who likes to play video games somehow hacks into NORAD, right?
Right.
He's using an Atari 2600 in 1983, and he's able to hack in. There's no internet. Well, there is.
Yeah. That's why I said from the oldest films about the hacking and computers.
Well, yeah. At the time, there was an internet only for the military, and no one knew what it was. It was called ARPANET. And anyway, so the kid somehow hacks into NORAD, which is the national whatever it stands for. Anyway, and then the computer becomes sentient and says, "Would you like to play a game?" And the computer doesn't know what the game is, doesn't know if it's real or not.
Yes, kid just to think that it's a game, but in reality he played a war game in Ministry of Defense, Pentagon.
Right.
It might lead to the real nuclear war.
Exactly. Okay, well, I think we got some good connotations here of the word game. You've got over the shoulder there, you've got the mushroom cloud rising in the background. And that guy who looks a lot like Ronald Reagan, it's probably not, he's got sort of a skull on his face. So we get the idea that it's got something to do with the Cold War, maybe, and the nuclear arms race. And it brings to mind the 80s. When I was growing up, raise your hand if you were alive during the 80s. Raise your hand. Raise your hand, everyone. No one's raising their hand? I'm the only one?
Yes, okay. I'm living in 80s. I'm 39 years old.
When I was a kid in the 80s, I remember
Sorry, the interesting thing that I am an IT guy and I'm not familiar to how to use the. I mean, you asked me to raise my hand, but where I can find the tools or the.
It was a joke.
He was just joking, Khaled.
Because I guess there's there's thing to raise your hand. You can in video conference usually we have something.
But not here.
Yeah. Okay, that's why. Because so fake. It was a fake.
It's true. My teaching methodology is confusion. I try to confuse you as much as possible.
It's good. Yeah.
But that helps you learn. Well, as some of you know, it's traditional for Carmen to start the reading. Right, Carmen?
What? You said so?
It is. It is. On the second page, by the way, you've got some very useful links, including a very interesting introduction written by Thomas Pynchon. So if you want to think about postmodern writing, you should read your Thomas Pynchon. We're not going to read that in class, but it might be a good idea between now and the next class to take a look at particularly that that introduction written by a great writer, another great writer. So let's start reading. I may ask you a few comprehension questions on the way, and I'll try to take note of the difficult vocabulary, and I'll give you a little exercise at the end that you can do, even without me, to work on the vocabulary. I'll give you an example when we get to it. All right, Carmen, traditionally, take it away.
Okay. Shotwell keeps the jacks and the rubber ball in his attaché case.
Sorry, let me make this a little bit smaller so it fits on screen. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. And will not allow me to play with them. He plays with them alone, sitting on the floor near the console, hour after hour, chanting onesies. I don't know what it is. What does it?
Twosies, threesies, foursies.
Oh, one thing. Okay. So it means he just sings one thing. Or once.
Say again? No, he's chanting those words.
Onesies. Onesies. Yeah. Okay. Dresses, threesies, foursies. In a precise, well-modulated voice, not so loud to be annoying, not so soft as to allow me to forget. I point out to Shotwell that two can derive more enjoyment for playing jacks than one, but he's not interested. I have asked repeatedly to be allowed to play by myself, but he simply shakes his head. Why? I ask. They are mine, he says.
They're mine.
They're mine.
They're mine. You can't play. They're mine.
And when he has finished, he has seated himself back. Back they go into the attaché case. I don't know the word. I think it is a verb, but I'm not quite sure. Seated.
Seated. Say again? Repeat?
Seated?
No, but someone was giving a definition. I didn't hear. Oh, maybe not. Attaché. Attaché. Is that it? Okay. So we got two good words. I already put sated in bold because I figured it's a word that you might not know. Does anyone know the word? How would you define sated if you know the word?
Sated.
Does anyone know?
No idea. No.
All right.
It is a verb, right?
To be sated, so it's an adjective in this case.
Okay.
Well, let's put it this way. If you Google for it using the search control define : sated, it says the past tense of
sated come from saturated something or not sated, not
satiated maybe.
Saturation and saturated and sated.
What I have found is sated is to satisfy. Like,
right. In Google it says to satisfy. You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
And Khaled is saying something like saturated or full, right?
Yeah.
So if you're satisfied, you're full. If you've eaten enough, you're full.
The same.
So here you get the sense to be an adjective, meaning that you're full, that you have eaten too much or whatever. You have played too much, for instance.
Exactly. So here
you had enough. Okay.
He's had enough. He's played too much.
Okay.
So what do you think about Shotwell? Is he a good partner? He seems to be playing a game, right, Carmen? Is he a good gaming partner or a not so good gaming partner?
Well, he's not. He doesn't want him to play with him, so he's playing by himself.
And do you know what kind of game do you think he's playing? Onesies, twosies, threesies, foursies.
He's some kind of he's killing aliens or whatever.
He's playing
a console.
Playing what? I'm sorry, I didn't catch the word.
Console games, like killing aliens or whatever.
No, I don't think so.
No?
I don't think so because of the things that he's saying. Onesies, twosies. There's a particular game where you say that, a child's game. In fact, there's a child's song where they sing that.
It's not when you shoot at aliens that you say, I've knocked down 1, 2, 3, whatever. No. Doesn't have anything to do with that.
I don't think so. I think there's a... Let me see if I can find the song. It's the animals. They came by... Maybe it's twosies. Oh, yeah, here it is. Let's see if I can find the song for you. 1 second. One second. The Noah song. Is it the Noah song? The animals that came on by twosies. Don't you remember that? There was even a Simpson episode where they're singing that.
No,
The
never heard
animals
that.
that came on by twosies. Elephants and kangaroosies. No?
No.
Okay, we'll find out more about the game in just a minute. And what's an attaché case, by the way? The last line there says, he puts the game, they go back, when he's sated himself, when he's had enough, they go back into the attaché case.
Well, the attaché case is where he keeps the rubber ball and jacks to play with.
And who normally has an attaché case? What kind of person?
It's a briefcase.
It's a briefcase.
Business person often carry it.
Businessman.
Right.
Businessman.
So do you find anything a little ironic in this image? A little strange or ironic? Especially now that you see he's got an attaché case. Oh, and by the way, Carmen, I didn't realize this, but in the very first line, look what it says. The jacks and rubber ball. Do you know what jacks are?
Yeah, the jacks is when like the joysticks to play with.
No. This is
trump.
Say again, Yuki.
I think it's a card, trump card. No.
The jack.
A tractor or something.
Jacks are those things that you throw on the floor when you're a kid, and you have to pick them up before the ball bounces. And in fact, I'm going to show you exactly what they are. I didn't even realize it said that until just now. Hold on a second. Let's take a quick look. One second.
Is that like marbles or something?
Here you go. Take a look. So when you're playing the game, you bounce the ball and you have to pick up the jacks. I don't remember how many you can pick up each time. Those little colored things are the jacks. And so every time you pick up one, you say onesies. And if you do it again, it's twosies. And you see how many you can pick up. Whoever picks up the most wins, but you can only do it when the ball is in the air. So it's like a coordination game. You don't do that in Valencia?
No, I never heard of it. It's the first time I've ever seen them. Yes, I'm so sorry.
Maybe it's an American thing. I don't know. Okay.
What about you, Turkey? Have you ever seen that before in Japan?
Is this a Japanese thing? Do you do that?
I haven't played ever.
Yeah, we play it. It's usually, yeah.
Khaled, he plays
it.
Yeah. He says he plays it.
This is a Libyan thing?
Not Libyan thing. I think it's it's from Italy or from Europe. But we play like this. I mean, even there is one with the. I mean, you can use it and connect it with the rubble. Sorry.
Connected with I lost the sentence. All right. Well, let's keep going so we don't. This is actually.
I mean, connected to the roof. There's one with roof.
Oh, right. You've got like the ball and the paddle, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There's another game with like I know what you mean actually. I forgot what it's called. I've seen it. Okay. Anyway, the point is, you've got a businessman with a briefcase playing jacks, and he won't share. So now we know a little bit about Shotwell. Let's see. Daniel 1. Daniel Corral. Why don't you pick it up in the sentence and then the second paragraph? Okay, I'm going to give everyone a paragraph. We'll go around. Go ahead, Daniel Corral. So start with, yeah, there you go, good.
It is unfair, but there is nothing I can do about it. I am itching to get my hands on them.
I am aching to get my hands on them.
Aching, okay.
To get his hands on what?
I am aching.
To get his hands on what? On
them.
On what?
On them.
On what, though? What's them?
Sorry?
What's them? What does it refer to?
Them.
Is it clear?
Playing.
Yeah, the game, right? The game. He's aching to get his hands on the jacks, the game that the guy's playing. Okay, keep going, Daniel.
I am aching to get my hands on them. Sotwell and I watch the console. Sotwell and I live under the ground and watch the console. If certain events take place upon the console, we are to insert our keys in the appropriate locks and turn our keys. Sotwell has a key and I have a key. If we turn our keys simultaneously, the bird flies. Certain switches are activated and the bird flies. But the bird never flies. In 133 days, the bird has not flown. Meanwhile Sotwell and I watch each other. Which is where
Wait, we each wear.
We each wear a .45, and if Sotwell behaves strangely, I am supposed to shoot him. If I behave strangely, Sotwell is supposed to shoot me. We watch the console and think about shooting each other and think about the bird. Sotwell's behavior with the jacks is strange. Is it strange? I don't know. Perhaps he's merely a selfish bastard.
You never know.
Sorry. For my vocabulary. Perhaps his character is flawed.
Flawed.
His character is flawed. Perhaps his childhood was twisted. I don't know.
So, where do you think they are? Now we get a little bit of detail about the space. Where do you think they are, Daniel? Are they outside in the country having a picnic?
No, in a little apartment, maybe in the living room.
In the living room, but wait a second. What about this thing about the keys? They both have a key, right?
Ah, okay, in the hall.
And it says they have to put their keys in the console simultaneously. Does that sound familiar to you?
No.
Uh-oh. Class, what do you think?
They are in underground.
Underground.
Yeah.
Underground bunker.
Yes, underground bunker, and in front of the screen, console.
Exactly. And why do you think they have to turn their keys simultaneously? And what are the birds? The birds fly, but the bird never flies. Do they have a pet parakeet?
And there are maybe two keys. They have to turn the keys to take it action, take the game action.
To play the game, you mean? To play the game? Is that what you're saying? When you say take action, what do you mean?
Take a game. I don't know.
So, does this start to seem familiar to anyone?
I have a question. A console is a kind of table?
A kind of table, kind of control table.
Yeah,
so
console. Let me because we use the console something for the controlling, especially in technology. Monitor, we call the console room, console machine, something to control the control thing. Yeah.
So like the control center.
Yeah. If in your router defined in your home for browsing the internet, there is a router or Wi-Fi device, right?
Right.
There is Ethernet board, right? And there is another board. Sometimes we call console board for controlling this router. So console to control something. Yeah.
Okay.
And used for the administrator to control the device. We put the setting and configure the device. So that is not used for the browsing internet like the Ethernet port. This port especially for the configuration.
Are you saying bot or button? I didn't understand. B-O-T-T-O-N? B-U-T-T-O-N? Button?
No.
Or board? Board. Maybe you're saying board.
Board.
Ah, okay, board. Right. Okay.
Sorry,
yeah, that's the idea.
not board. Port. Ethernet board.
Port. Ah, okay. Port. Sorry. Port. Got it.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Ethernet board disconnected to the cable, the cable connected to your switch or to your device, computer, and there's console board, another board for setting or configuring the device console.
Absolutely. And the point is, it's some kind of a control center. So
yes,
they have to stick the keys into this control center simultaneously and turn it. And if they do, the bird flies. But the bird never flies. Shadow, what kind of bird do you think we're talking about here? Do they have a pet parakeet, Shadow?
No, I don't think it's a real bird.
I don't think so either. Do you have an idea of what kind of bird it might be?
No, maybe it's a bomb or something.
Maybe it's a bomb or something. Maybe. Let's find out. Shadow, why don't you take the next paragraph for us?
Teacher, let's start with each of.
Each of us. That's it.
Okay. Each of us wears
45. Okay. A 45.
A 45, and each of us is supposed to shoot the other if the other is behaving strangely. How strangely? I don't know. In addition to the 45, I have the 38, which Shotwell doesn't know about. Concealed in my attaché case. Attaché case. And Shotwell has a 25 caliber.
Good.
Beretta.
Okay.
Caliber Beretta, which I don't know. I can't
know about. Oh, sorry. I do not know about. Oops, sorry. Wait. Sorry. What happened to it? Oh, sorry. There we go. I do not know about.
I can't find it.
On page 4? I got it on screen now. There
okay. Strapped to his right calf. Sometimes instead of watching the console, I wantedly watch Shotwell's 45, but this is simply a ruse. A ruse. Simply a maneuver.
Good. Maneuver. Good.
Is reality. I am watching his hand when it dangles in the vicinity of his right calf. If he decides I'm behaving strangely, he will shoot me not with the 45 but with the Beretta. Similarly, Shotwell pretends to watch my 45, but he is really watching my hand resting idly atop of my attaché case. My hand resting atop my attaché case. My hand resting idly atop my attaché case.
What do you think about that? My hand resting idly atop my attaché case. My hand resting atop my attaché case. My hand resting idly atop my attaché case. Why do you think it repeats like that? Does it have a particular effect?
Maybe it's wrong from the writer.
I don't think so. I don't think that...
Make a confirmation or string.
Say again, repeat. Sorry?
I think it's he wanted to confirm that, or
he wants to confirm it. Really? He wants to emphasize it.
something like that.
Yeah, could be. Any other ideas?
After I want to emphasize on the tensions between two players, between them, they are try to caught a chance, catch a chance to shoot others.
Yeah, I
With
agree.
there are two guns. They have each person has a 45, and in addition, protagonist of this story, pistol, and others, uh, sh-
They've
small
got like
pistol in his thigh.
hidden,
So
right? Hidden away.
yes, so it
And it also reminds me of, when you see like robots in science fiction movies and something goes wrong, they repeat themselves, repeat themselves, repeat themselves, like something is not going quite right. So I kind of get this feeling that the narrator is like the record is skipping. When there's a scratch on the record, you know what records are, right?
Hmm.
Is anyone else here old?
Well, I'm old enough to remember about this record.
Okay, well, when you have a scratch on the record, it skips.
Yeah.
It means there's something wrong, and I kind of feel like there might be something wrong with our protagonist as well. Um, so if there's any questions about what's going on in the story at any time, just ask, all right? Yuki, you're up next. This is, yeah, go for it.
in the beginning, I took care to behave normally. So did Showell. Our behavior was painfully normal. Norms of politeness, consideration, speech, and personal habit were scrupulously
Good. Scrupulously.
scrupulously observed. But then it became ap- apparent that an error had been made, that one relief was not going to arrive.
That
Owing,
our relief. Our.
sorry, that our relief was not going to arrive, owing to an oversight. Owing to a Owing to an oversight, we have been here for 133 days. When it became clear that an error had been made, that we were not to be relieved, and norms were relaxed, definitions of normally were redrawn in the agreement of January 1st, called by us the agreement. Uniform.
The agreement was called by us the agreement. That's what they called it.
Okay. The agreement. Uniform regulations were relaxed, and meal times are no longer rigorously scheduled. We eat when we are hungry and sleep when we are tired. Consideration of rank and precedence were temporarily put aside, and handsome concession on a part of Showell, who is captain, whereas I am only a first lieutenant. One of us watches the console at all times, rather than two of us watching the console at all times, except when we are both on our feet. One of us watches the console at all times, and if the bird flies, then that one wakes the other, and we turn out keys in the locks simultaneously, and the bird flies. Our system involves a delay of perhaps 12 seconds, but I do not care because I am not well, and Shortwell does not care because he is not himself. After the agreement was signed, Shortwell produced the jacks and the rubber ball from his attache case, and I began to write a series of descriptions of forms occurring in nature, such as a shell, a leaf, a stone, an animal on the walls.
Ah, so they both have an unusual habit. Stockwell likes to play a child's game, and he won't share. And what do we find out about our narrator? What does he like to do?
Um,
Is that clear in the last part?
uh,
What do you think it means here? I began to write a series of descriptions of form occurring in nature. You see that part?
I
So
began to write.
Yes, I think they after the agreement, he began maybe use his time to make some description about the animal animal and other natural thing.
And also, don't forget, they're in a bunker under the ground. This is the only part of nature we've seen so far that the protagonist, the narrator, describes nature. It's not anywhere in the story. There's no windows. We've never heard about them going outside or looking outside.
Yes.
Yuki, what do you think happens in the agreement? Why does their behavior change? Notice from the moment we get agreement, suddenly they seem a little different. First of all, what are the differences and why do you think they begin to change?
Under the agreement, we decided that we eat when we are hungry and sleep when we are tired. But and one of us have to watch the console at all times. Not two of us. So
the agreement changes things a bit, right?
Yes. Such a rule, how to observe the birds flying.
For me, I think they start after at the end. They start to behave, or they think their behavior was were not normal. So they change their behavior, and they behave now in normal, and that's why because last time they were under the ground so many for long time.
Not last time, but previous.
No, just please, Carl. We have to observe all the time when bird flies. If we miss, we lose the game. So we always have to be cautious, be care. Yes, be cautious, and don't miss the bird flight.
But it seems like they're doing it one at a time instead of at the same time. It seems like they have an agreement, and in that agreement, one person is watching, whereas before they were both watching. So it seems like the rules have begun to be relaxed. That's my impression, at least.
Yes.
But also they act strangely too. They're getting weird.
Yes, getting weird. But now only one of us have to watch. Not so a little we became relaxed.
A little relaxed. A little bit. All right. So we've still got Sylvia, Khalid, and Daniel to read. Sylvia, you've been far too quiet today. Are you there?
Sleepy, yes.
All right. Wake up. You've got the next one. Shotwell plays Jax. See where we are?
Can I?
Go for it, Shadow. What's your question?
It's here in this paragraph. He said they watching the council all the time.
Uh-huh.
And he said one of us watched this council. I want. I
One of us
lost it.
wakes the other and we turn our keys.
Till he said, except if we are on our feet. What does he mean by that?
On our feet means standing, like awake. Right here. Except when we are both on our feet. One of us watches the council at all times, rather than two of us watching the council at all times, except when we are both on our feet. In other words, if they're both already awake, standing up, doing their things, then they don't have to take turns, which is kind of obvious. if they're not obvious for you, I'm saying obvious to each other. It's kind of a weird thing that he has to say. If they're both already watching the council, then one of us doesn't have to watch the council because we're both already watching the council. They seem like, to me, they seem like robots that are malfunctioning. I mean, they're not, they're people, but they seem like they're kind of like just as mechanical as the thing that they're watching, and they're sort of starting to malfunction. Because it seems a little obvious, right? If you're already watching, why would you have to watch? So, on a feet just means that they're already awake, literally standing up, doing their job.
Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Sylvia, take it away.
Shotwell plays jacks and I wrote a description of natural force on the walls. Shotwell is enrolled in a USAFI course which leads to a master's degree in business administration from the University of Wisconsin. Although we are not in Wisconsin, we are in Utah, Montana, or Idaho. When we went down, it was in either Utah, Montana, or Idaho. I don't remember. We have been here for 133 days, owing to an oversight. The pale green reinforced concrete walls, suite and the air conditioning zips on and off erratically, and Shotwell reads Introduction to Marketing by Lesser and Monk, making notes with a blue ballpoint pen. Shotwell is not himself, but I do not know it. He presents a calm aspect and reads Introduction to Marketing and makes his exemplary notes with a blue ballpoint pen, meanwhile controlling the 38 in my attache case with attache case with 1/3 of his attention. I am not well.
Why am I not well, Sylvia? How am I not well?
Because he was closed in this room for 33 days. It's
133 days.
Under 33 days.
It's a long
more
time.
Than 5 months.
And where are they exactly? Did you get that part?
They don't know really because they are in maybe or Utah, Montana, or Idaho. They don't remember.
Exactly. So, and as I noted before, the only description of nature we get is from the narrator, who decides that he's going to write descriptions of natural things, but we don't see them anywhere. There's no reference to space. We don't know. They don't even know where they are. How does that make you feel, Sylvia, when you read?
Yeah, it's scary. Maybe they're kidnapped. I don't know. No, if they are working for.
They're working.
They use a F course.
Yeah, he's studying for his masters. They're very industrious people.
Maybe they are kidnapped from some business administrator.
They're kidnapped by a business administrator. Could be. Okay, so let's go with Khalid and then Daniel too. So Khalid, you're the next. We're here. We might have been here. There we go. Right here. We might have been here.
We have been here. Okay. We have been here on 133 days, owing on two oversight. I thought now we are not sure. What is the oversight? What is plan? Perhaps the plan is for us to stay here permanently, or or if not permanently, at least for a year, for 365 days, or if not for a year, for some number of days, no, for days, known to them and not known to us, such as 200 days. It may be that they are pleased with us, with our behavior, not in every detail, but in some. Perhaps with whole thing is very successful. Perhaps the whole thing is experiment is very successful. I don't know, but I suspect that the only way they can
Persuade.
I suspect that the only way that they can
Persuade. Like that.
they can persuade son
Good.
loving. They can persuade son loving creators into their plan. In their pale green sweeting reinforced concert rooms. Concrete rooms under the ground. It's to state that the system is 12 hour on, 12 hour off, and is 12 hour on, 12 hour off, and then lock us below for some number of days, known to them and not known to us.
Wow, what's going on there? Who are they, Khalid? Who are they? Is it important for us to know who they are? I think I lost Khalid.
Sorry?
Who are they? Who do you think they are? Because it keeps referring to it's known to them but not known to us. Who do you think they and them are?
Them, the other people, maybe.
Well, yeah, but who are the other people? I mean, other people locked.
Shuttle and his friend.
Not Shuttle and his friend. So yeah. Other people.
Maybe the normal people, because I think Shuttle and his friend is not normal. They live in the, like here and the under the ground, is to say that the system is 12 hour on, 12 hour off. I think they live, in normal life, 12 hour on and 12 hour off. Maybe they stay 12 hour under the ground and system. I don't know. The system, maybe the game, or
so. Shadow says that they're scientists. Sylvia said that they were kidnapped by marketing people.
But as far as I'm concerned, it has to be something with the army, some military thing or whatever.
That's true. We know they have a rank. It's a captain and a lieutenant.
That's
so
it.
One is, and that's interesting. One should be subordinate to the other, but do they seem like they follow the ranks, or do they seem equal?
No, there are no rules anymore. They have reached an agreement, so rank is
not important. Rank is not important. Day and night is not important. Instead of day and night, we get 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but not day and night. Interesting.
But
Numbers seem. Say again?
That's the same thing. I don't know why they said instead of saying day and night, it says 12 hours on and off. Because it's the same thing. It's night and day.
Because we get no sunlight. There's no light.
Okay. Okay. So it's night all the time.
Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
We don't.
They don't
the point
know.
is, Yeah, there's no reference to anything outside the room. No direct reference. We get no sunlight coming through the windows. The word sunlight is used to describe. This is interesting because it says, I suspect the only way they can persuade sun-loving creatures into their pale green, sweating, reinforced concrete room. The room is pale green. We normally think of a forest as pale green or maybe lush green. And the only way that they can persuade sun-loving creatures like him and Stockwell into this concrete room is to say that the system's 12 hours on and 12 hours off, and then lock us below for some number of days. So they tricked them. They tricked us. We were going to be 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but in reality, the 12 hours off are exactly the same as the 12 hours on, right? It's all very abstract. So, not a good job. Daniel, we're almost. Oh, Daniel left. Well, I'm sorry that you left, Daniel. But actually, I'm kind of glad because we don't really have a lot of time to read. And what I want to do in the last 2 minutes before we wrap this one up, we're going to keep reading. We're going to read the rest of this on our own because there's only about a page left, actually. So you're going to finish this on your own, and we're going to talk about it in the next class. But look, the next word in the next blue word in the next paragraph. Let me just read the sentence quickly and show you something you can try on your own. We eat well, although the frozen enchiladas are damp when defrosted, and the frozen devil's food cake is sour and untasty. We sleep uneasily and acrimoniously. I thought the word acrimonious is a word you might not know. Maybe it's difficult. So I've given you a little exercise, a little tool to help you look at words like we did last time. So it says see vocabulary. If we go down here to vocabulary on page 8, I took the word, I put it in the first column, I put the context in the second column, and the next 3 columns I'm basically guessing. I think my guess is that acrimoniously means with hatred because there's a tension between the two. So I just went to Google and I put define acrimoniously or acrimonious, and I got this definition: angry and bitter. And then I came up with an example on my own. The politicians debated politely and acrimoniously, but not so much to be removed from the TV broadcast. So when you see politicians debating, they want to rip each other apart half the time or punch each other, but they have to be polite and have decorum. So it's this mixture of being superficially polite, but, very hateful underneath the surface. So that was my guess. And then I could just get that verified by looking it up, by talking to a teacher, by going to the dictionary if I have to. So what I want you to do is pick at least one of those words that you had difficulty with, or any of the words I put in bold, and fill in the chart. I'd like to hear maybe one from each of you, but you can do as many as you like on your own. So that's one thing I'd like you to take a look at. And also on summaries, I gave you an example of a question you might come up with in the category of character. What phrases are often repeated by the narrator? How does this contribute to his characterization? I think that's part of the clue to figuring out who these people are and what the story means. I've given you some typical elements of a story to help you think of a question. So when you have an idea about what the story is about relating to the plot, the setting, the conflict, you can turn your point into a question and ask it to the group. Then you can compare your answers with everyone else's. It would be great if everyone could come up with maybe one question for one or more of those contexts below. Okay, we're going to be doing our discussion on Thursday. So bring in your summary questions and see if you can do 1 or 2 difficult words by using this chart. Remember, the goal is for you to make a guess on your own from the context. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yeah? If there's any questions,
Yes.
send me questions through the Verbling message system. I'll be back in 30 seconds to start the business class. We'll keep We'll finish the story by having our discussion and looking at your work next Thursday, this coming Thursday at 10 GMT. Bye for now, everyone. See you soon.
Thank you. That was great. Have a nice day all. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Class.